Right, so you want to boost your e-commerce game, right, using the power of social media. Smart move. We're diving into all the stuff you sent over, articles, podcast transcripts. Let me tell you, there are some serious gems in here. Like, get this. One of your podcasts, Mastering E-commerce, suggests LinkedIn might be your secret weapon.
Really?
Yeah. We'll unpack that later. But first, let's hit the more obvious contenders.
It's fascinating how we kind of just lump all social media together. But for e-commerce specifically, it's not one size fits all, you know?
Right.
Your sources pinpoint Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Pinterest. And yes, even LinkedIn is the most potent platform.
Jailbite. Why LinkedIn? It seems like a weird fit for selling stuff. But before we get there, what makes the more obvious ones so effective?
It all boils down to how people use each platform and the features they offer. Instagram is visual, right?
Yep.
Perfect for showing off your products with eye-catching photos and those like irresistible behind-the-scenes video. Then there's Facebook, a total behemoth with a massive audience. What makes it really powerful, though, are its targeting options.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, your research actually highlighted a case study where a small business selling handmade jewelry saw a 300% sales increase just by using Facebook's granular ad targeting to reach craft enthusiasts.
Wow. 300%. That's incredible. All right, so Instagram for visuals, Facebook for laser-focused targeting.
Yeah.
What about TikTok? Everyone's always talking about going viral there.
Exactly. TikTok is the undisputed king of viral content.
Yeah.
Your sources mention that short, engaging videos, especially those that tap into trending sounds and challenges, can take off like wildfire.
For sure.
One article even suggested collaborating with micro-influencers who already have a following in your niche. That way you leverage their existing audience without breaking the bank on big-name sponsorships.
That's a great tip. Micro-influencers. Gotta love them. Now on to Pinterest. It's a visual platform too, but it feels different from Instagram.
Yeah.
That's the key there.
Pinterest is where people go for inspiration and to discover new things they want to try or buy.
Okay.
Your research actually pointed out that a lot of Pinterest users are already in a shopping mindset.
Interesting.
It's like they're primed to add things to their cart. That's why Mastering E-commerce emphasized the importance of high-quality product photos on Pinterest even more so than on Instagram. They suggested investing in professional photography to really make your products stand out.
So crystal clear photos are a must on Pinterest. Makes sense.
Okay.
All right, I'm still hung up on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Spill the beans.
Yeah.
How does a professional networking site become an e-commerce powerhouse?
It might seem counterintuitive, but LinkedIn is a gold mine for B2B or business-to-business e-commerce.
Okay.
Your sources had some really interesting points about this.
Businesses selling to other businesses on LinkedIn, so not like selling handcrafted earrings to individual shoppers.
Exactly. Think about it. Professionals and decision makers hang out on LinkedIn. It's the perfect place to reach them if you're selling products or services geared towards businesses.
Okay, I'm starting to see the potential here. But how do you actually sell on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to post a trendy dance video, right?
Definitely not. Mastering e-commerce stressed the importance of thought leadership on LinkedIn. You need to establish your brand as an authority in your industry. They gave a great example of a software company that regularly shares in-depth articles about cybersecurity trends. This positions them as experts and builds trust with potential clients.
Interesting. So it's more about valuable content and building credibility rather than flashy sales pitches.
Precisely. And don't underestimate the power of LinkedIn groups. Your research mentioned finding groups relevant to your industry and engaging in thoughtful discussions. It's a fantastic way to connect with potential customers and subtly showcase your expertise.
So find the right groups, share valuable insights, and let your expertise shine through. I can see how that would work. All right, we've covered the top platforms, but I feel like there's something bigger at play here. What's the secret sauce that ties this all together?
You're right. It's not just about being on the right platforms. It's about understanding how to use them effectively. That's where the marketing funnel comes in.
Okay, let's break this down. What exactly is a marketing funnel?
It's a framework that helps you guide potential customers through their journey with your brand. Think of it like a roadmap, starting from the moment they first become aware of you to hopefully becoming loyal customers.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What are the different stages of this roadmap?
It's typically broken down into 4 key stages: awareness, consideration, conversion, and retention.
All right, walk me through each stage. What's the goal at each point, and how do you actually apply it on social media?
Let's start with awareness. The goal here is to introduce your brand to the world and get people interested.
Okay.
This is where those viral TikTok videos and captivating Instagram reels we talked about earlier come into play. Remember that influencer marketing tip? That's another powerful way to tap into new audiences and boost awareness.
Right. You're basically borrowing their credibility to get people's attention.
Yeah.
But what happens once you've piqued their interest?
That's where the consideration stage kicks in. Now it's less about flashy visuals and more about building trust and demonstrating your value.
So how do you do that without being too pushy or salesy? Mastering eCommerce actually mentioned this as a challenge.
They did, and they had some great suggestions. They talked about using testimonials and customer reviews to showcase social proof.
Right.
People trust what others say about your brand. They also highlighted the power of educational content, like sharing helpful tips or creating insightful blog posts related to your niche. It's about positioning yourself as a resource, not just a salesperson.
So it's about giving people something valuable for free, like those free ebooks or webinars in exchange for their email address.
Exactly. That's a fantastic way to build your email list and nurture those relationships further. The consideration stage is all about showing potential customers you're genuinely trying to help them solve their problem.
Okay. They know you exist. They're starting to trust you. What's next?
Now comes the exciting part, conversion. This is where you turn those interested prospects into paying customers.
Bring on the sales tactics. What are some proven strategies to make this happen?
One of the most effective strategies, and one that was mentioned repeatedly in your research, is using abandoned cart emails. You know those helpful reminders for shoppers who left items behind?
Yeah. I'm actually a sucker for those. A little nudge, a discount offer, and I'm sold.
Exactly. They work. And then, of course, there are limited time offers like flash sales or exclusive discounts for first-time buyers. Creating a sense of urgency can be very effective in driving conversions.
Right. They've made a purchase. We're done right. Mission accomplished.
Not quite. The final stage of the funnel is retention. It's about building loyalty and encouraging repeat purchases.
So it's not just about making that initial sale. It's about turning those one-time buyers into loyal fans.
Precisely. Your research mentioned some really creative ways to achieve this. One article talked about the importance of personalized emails, like sending birthday discounts or product recommendations based on past purchases. Another source even highlighted the power of simply sending a handwritten thank you note.
Wow. A handwritten note. That's so old school, but I bet it's incredibly effective. It shows you really care.
Right. It's those small touches that can make a big difference.
Okay, this marketing funnel makes a lot of sense. It's like a roadmap for building lasting customer relationships.
It is. And the best part is it applies to every social media platform. Whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or even LinkedIn, the principles remain the same.
So it's not just about posting random stuff and hoping for the best. There's a strategy behind it all.
Absolutely. It's about understanding the customer journey and tailoring your content to each stage of the funnel.
Okay, my brain is officially buzzing with all this marketing funnel goodness. But mastering eCommerce hinted at some even more advanced tactics. What are some next level moves to really blow this whole thing wide open?
You're in for a treat. Mastering eCommerce highlighted some cutting-edge trends that are changing the e-commerce game. One that really caught my eye was augmented reality filters.
Hold on, those filters that let you try on clothes or makeup virtually, are those actually effective for selling stuff?
Absolutely. It sounds gimmicky, but your sources actually cited a study showing that AR filters can significantly increase conversion rates. Think about it. Customers can see how a pair of sunglasses would look on their face without having to physically try them on. It takes away a lot of the guesswork and hesitation that comes with online shopping.
That's pretty amazing. I can definitely see the appeal. What else is on the horizon?
Another trend that's taking off is live shopping events. Imagine a QVC-style experience, but on social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok.
Oh yeah, I've seen those. It's like watching a live product demo and you can buy stuff right then and there. Pretty clever.
It's all about instant gratification and creating a more interactive shopping experience. Mastering eCommerce actually interviewed a small business owner who said her sales skyrocketed after she started doing weekly live shopping events on Instagram.
Wow. So they really do work. What did she sell, out of curiosity?
She had a handmade jewelry business. Apparently, people loved seeing the pieces up close and getting to ask questions in real time.
That makes sense. It brings back that human element that you sometimes miss with online shopping.
Yeah.
Okay, what else did Mastering eCommerce have up their sleeve?
Well, this next tip might not be as flashy as AR filters or live shopping, but it's just as important. Are you ready for this? It's automation.
Ooh, automation. Talk nerdy to me. I'm all about working smarter, not harder. Tell me more.
Mastering e-commerce stressed the importance of using automation tools to streamline your social media marketing efforts. Think about scheduling posts in advance, managing multiple accounts, even tracking your results, all from a single platform.
So instead of constantly logging in and out of different accounts, I can just set it and forget it. That sounds dangerously easy.
Well, not quite set it and forget it. You still need to create engaging content and monitor your results. But automation tools can definitely save you a ton of time and headaches. Your research actually highlighted some specific tools like Hootsuite and Buffer that are popular among e-commerce businesses.
Noted. I'll definitely be checking those out. What's the last advanced tactic from your notes?
This one's a bit more big picture, but I think it's crucial. Mastering e-commerce spent quite a bit of time talking about sustainability as a selling point.
Oh yeah, it seems like everyone is talking about sustainability these days. Is it really that important for e-commerce businesses?
It absolutely is. Mastering e-commerce emphasized that consumers, especially younger generations, are increasingly choosing to support brands that align with their values. They want to know that the products they're buying are ethically sourced and environmentally friendly.
So if my business is already doing good things for the planet, I should be shouting it from the rooftops.
Exactly. Mastering e-commerce actually shared a really interesting anecdote about a clothing company that completely revamped its supply chain to focus on sustainable practices. And guess what? Their sales went through the roof.
Oh, that's a powerful story.
Yeah.
It sounds like consumers are willing to vote with their wallets when it comes to sustainability.
They absolutely are. And social media is the perfect platform to showcase your brand's commitment to ethical and sustainable practices.
Okay, I'm feeling super inspired. I feel like we've uncovered some seriously valuable insights from your source material.
We have. And I think Mastering e-commerce really hit the nail on the head with their concluding point.
What was that?
They emphasized the importance of adaptability in the ever-changing world of social media. What works today might not work tomorrow. New platforms emerge, algorithms shift, and user behavior evolves.
So how do we stay ahead of the curve?
The key is to stay curious, to be a lifelong learner. Don't be afraid to experiment with new strategies and tactics. What worked for one business might not work for another.
So there's no magic formula for success.
Not really. It's about constantly testing, analyzing, and refining your approach. And that's actually something you mentioned struggling with in your notes. You said you were feeling overwhelmed by all the different options and weren't sure where to start.
Yeah, that's the analysis paralysis. So many options, so little time.
Well, I think Mastering e-commerce had some great advice for that too. They suggested starting small and focusing on one or two platforms that align with your target audience.
Okay, so pick my battles and focus on what makes sense for my business.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment. Try different types of content, play around with different posting times, and see what resonates with your audience.
It's all about finding what works right.
Precisely. And Mastering e-commerce had one final piece of advice that I think is crucial.
I'm all ears.
They stressed the importance of having fun with social media marketing. It shouldn't feel like a chore.
Wait, social media can be fun. I thought it was all algorithms and analytics and the constant pressure to perform.
It can be, but it doesn't have to be. Mastering e-commerce reminded us that social media is ultimately about connecting with people, sharing your passion, and building a community around your brand.
Okay, that's a much more appealing way to think about it. I'm starting to feel that spark of excitement again.
That's the spirit. Social media marketing can be incredibly rewarding when you approach it with the right mindset.
So it's not about chasing some elusive magic formula, but about finding what works for you and your audience and having fun along the way. That's a message I can get behind.
It's about finding that sweet spot where your passion and your customers' needs intersect. And remember, you don't have to do it all alone.
Yeah.
Mastering e-commerce highlighted the importance of building a strong team, whether that's hiring social media experts or outsourcing certain tasks. You mentioned in your notes that you were feeling a bit overwhelmed by the workload. Maybe delegating some responsibilities could free up more time for you to focus on the creative aspects of your business.
That's a great point. I'm so focused on doing everything myself that I forget to consider bringing in some extra help. Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground today. From choosing the right platforms and understanding the marketing funnel to incorporating those cutting-edge tactics and even remembering to have fun. I feel like I have a much clearer roadmap for success.
We've definitely unearthed some valuable nuggets from all the research you provided, and I think you're well on your way to creating a thriving e-commerce business through the power of social media.
Thanks to your insights, I actually feel excited about tackling this challenge. Any final words of wisdom before we wrap things up? What's the one thing you want to leave our listener with?
If I could offer one last piece of advice, it would be this. Don't be afraid to fail.
Oh,
Social media marketing is all about experimentation. Not every campaign will be a home run.
you're telling me. I've had my fair share of social media flops. It's easy to get discouraged when something doesn't work out the way you hoped.
It's natural to feel that way, but it's important to reframe those experiences as learning opportunities. Mastering e-commerce actually had a whole episode dedicated to analyzing social media failures and extracting valuable lessons from those mistakes.
So it's not about avoiding failure altogether, but about learning from those missteps.
Exactly. Embrace the failures, analyze what went wrong, and adjust your approach accordingly. It's all part of the process.
You know, that's a really empowering way to look at it. It takes the pressure off having to be perfect all the time.
It does. And remember, you have all the tools and knowledge you need to succeed. You've clearly done your research, you're asking the right questions, and you're eager to learn.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
Yeah.
I feel ready to tackle this social media challenge head on.
That's the spirit. Now go out there and make some social media magic.
I will. And listener, we hope this deep dive has given you the insights and inspiration you need to boost your e-commerce game. Remember, choose the right platforms, understand your audience, and don't be afraid to experiment and have fun. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive.